Yeah. Yes, Yatika, tell me.
Ma'am, I'm not able to do my assessment because my app is not working. So as soon as it's work, I'll upload all the assessments.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Okay. So we have already discussed the concept of histogram. Today we'll be taking in detail the frequency polygon. Just a second. Okay, let's take one example, and through with the help of example we will be understanding what exactly is frequency polygon, like how can we draw frequency polygon. So if I am taking the table, let me draw the table at first. Let's say marks of the students are given over here and number of students, that means frequency is given over here. If the marks are 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, okay, 40 to 50, like this. Then number of students are accordingly 5, 10, 4, 6, 7, 3. These are the given information, and we have to draw frequency polygon over here. There are two ways to draw the frequency polygon. First, we can take the help of histogram and we can plot the frequency polygon. And the next approach is directly we will be plotting the frequency polygon. So first, let's see how to take the help of histogram to plot the frequency polygon. As we already know how to plot histogram, first thing first, we have to check that whether it is continuous in group data or not. So as we can see, 0 to 10 and then 10 to 20, then 20 to 30, 30 to 40, yes, it's continuous group data. And one more thing, we have to check whether all the class sizes are same or not. Otherwise, whatever histogram we will be drawing, that will be incorrect. So 0 to 10 class size is 10, 10 to 20 class size is 10, 20 to 30 class size is 10. So everywhere you can see class size is same. So we don't have to worry about anything. We can just go ahead and we can plot the histogram. Let's plot the histogram quickly. We need to plot it fully, otherwise we will end up doing mistake. So let me take the intervals very closely, because the concept which I want to show you, that concept I'll be able to show you once we'll be drawing each and every intervals properly. Yeah. So we have taken all the intervals properly. Now, according to the frequency, we will be plotting it. As we can see on the frequency distribution table, that 5 is there, 10 is there, 4 is there, 6 is there, 7 is there, 3, 2, 2, 3, 9 is there. So if we will be taking 2, then we'll be taking 4, then we'll be taking 6, then we can take 8, then 10. That will help us. Okay, even if you want, you can take the gaps, that 1, 2, 3, 4, like that also you can take. So your wish. Now let's plot the histogram. So first interval is having 0 to 10, and that is 5. Here is 5. So 0 to 10, it's 5. After that, 10 to 20, it's 10. Like this. 20 to 30, it's 4. As we know, whenever we are plotting a histogram, it will be a solid figure. There will be no gap in between the rectangles, in between the bar graphs. 30 to 40, it's 6. Then 40 to 50, it's 7. Then 50 to 60, it's 3. Then 60 to 70, it's 2. Then 70 to 80, again 2. Then 80 to 90, it's 3. And then 90 to 100, it's 9. Like this. Okay. Now what we have to do, we don't have to plot histogram over here. We have to plot frequency polygon. How we will be plotting the frequency polygon over here? So what we can do, we can take the midpoint of each and every rectangle. So I wanna say we have to take the midpoint of this one, this rectangle, midpoint of this rectangle, midpoint of this rectangle, midpoint of this rectangle, midpoint of here, midpoint over here, midpoint over here, midpoint over here, and midpoint over here. And now we will be connecting all the midpoints of each and every rectangle which we are having in a histogram. So let's connect it like this, then like this. We can connect all of them. One thing which we have to note over here, apart from just connecting all the midpoints, okay, it will just be coming like this, and this, and then like this. Apart from connecting all the like midpoint of each and every rectangle, we also have to just draw it till the end point. What will be the end point here? As you can see, the intervals are 10, 20, 30, 40. So if we will be going on the left hand side, here is 0 to 10. So one more interval back, if we will be going, like back one more interval if we will be going, can I say it will be uh, like one back? So what will be the previous interval? Anyone, can you tell me? And we want to have the next interval also. So 90 to 100, then the next one will be 100 to 110, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
previous interval, the previous one. So can I say the previous one will be 0 over
This
here
is
as upper limit,
okay.
and the lower limit will be -10, because the gap between, like, the class size is 10, 10, 10, 10. So 0 to 10 on the left, that means -10. Yes or no? Coordinate geometry chapter you all have done, and
Yes,
you know
ma'am.
when we are going on the left side of 0, that is the minus negative number starts. So -1, -2, -3, like that. So can I say this one is -10? One more interval I am taking, just previous of the first interval and next to the last interval. Is it clear?
Yes.
Similarly, here also we are taking one more interval at the last, that is 90 to 100, and then one more interval we are taking, that is 100 to 110. Okay. Now we will be, this dotted line, the black dotted line which you can see, if I don't know, I'm not sure whether it looks like black or not. This is the line I'm telling about. This is the black dotted line. This one we will be connecting to the, like, where the frequency is 0. So we will be connecting it, the midpoint we will take over here, and we will be connecting that line like this. Here also we will be taking the midpoint and we will be joining like this.
So, ma'am, the midpoint is must, right?
The midpoint is must.
Okay.
Taking the midpoint is must. That's why here also we are taking the same gap, and at last also we are taking the same gap, and then we will be connecting our polygon. Polygon means it's a shape, it's a polygon. As you can see, we are just drawing a straight line. Polygon means what? A figure, a shape, a closed figure which is made up of line segment. Here you can see we are trying to draw a closed figure. If you will leave this last part, you will not join it, there also you will not join it, it will not be a closed figure. Your figure will be something like this only. It is not closed, right? So polygon means closed figure. It has to be a closed figure, and it also has to be, the figure must be made up of line segment. So yes, we are making it with the help of line segment. One line segment, then another line segment, then another line segment. So this ones are line segments. As for clearance, I can say that this is sky. What happened? Yeah. So I am saying that this is sky one is one of the line segment. This is another line segment. This is another line segment. This is another line segment. So we are drawing a frequency polygon. It is reflecting the frequency, but it is a polygon also. And polygon itself mean that it has to be a closed figure made up of line segment. So that's why we are making it a closed figure by taking the same interval, one previous interval, one last interval, and then we are joining it over there. Here we can say the frequency is 0. We are taking frequency. Obviously, on x-axis, y value is 0, right? Any point you are taking in coordinate geometry, any point you are taking on x-axis, let's say it's 3. So here coordinate will be 3 comma 0. Y value will be 0 over here. So
Right.
accordingly, we are taking one point where the frequency is 0, and we are taking the midpoint. At last also we are taking frequency 0, and we are just joining it. Okay. This is how we can take the help of histogram to draw the frequency polygon. Very simple, very easy. Just take the midpoint of each and every rectangle and join them. But don't forget to join it with the x-axis. Okay. That means by taking the same interval, you also have to join it, both the line, both the end point with the x-axis. Okay.
Mom, will it be written that we have to draw a histogram and then draw the frequency polygon, or will it not be written?
It will be written with the help of histogram, draw the frequency polygon, then we are supposed to draw like this. And if it is only written that plot a plot a frequency polygon for that, then your wish, you are using this method or the method which we are going to discuss just now.
Okay,
It's
ma'am.
completely up to you. If no method is mentioned, then it's completely up to you. Whatever seems convenient, comfortable, less time taking to you, you can use that.
Okay, ma'am.
So let's see how can we draw the frequency polygon without help of histogram. So let's do that. As Yatika asked, I believe Yatika only asked that here midpoint, taking midpoint is important. So yes, taking midpoint is important over here, and for that we are having one formula, that is the midpoint of each and every class interval is having a name called class mark. Class mark means the midpoint. Okay, for that we are having the formula that upper class limit or upper limit plus lower limit by 2. This is the formula for finding the midpoint. Midpoint of what? Midpoint of anything in the mathematics. This formula is there for finding the midpoint of any two numbers in mathematics. Okay, here we are giving it a specific name. This is called class mark over here. Midpoint is having a particular name, that is class mark. But this formula, upper limit, lower limit by 2, this is applicable all over the mathematics whenever we are finding the midpoint. How? So if you are having a, suppose a number line, okay, and if you are having on number line, you are having a number 8 over here, and you are having a number, let's say the previous number only, let's say 6 you are having, and if you want to find the midpoint, you have applied this formula while finding the midpoint of rational numbers also, I believe, right? That this number plus that number, both the end number added and then divided by 2. So 14 over 2, that means 7. And yes, exactly. In between 6 and 8, 7 only comes. So this is applicable for integers. This is applicable for rational number. This is applicable all over the mathematics. This is midpoint formula, which is applicable all over the mathematics. Here, what are we doing? The same formula, we are just giving a specific name to it, that is class mark, upper limit, lower limit 2. The same thing we are using over here. Okay, so whenever
Ma'am,
the word class,
okay. Ma'am, in histogram, we don't have to find the midpoint, right? Like, we just have to estimate it.
we just have to take each and every rectangle's midpoint and then we are good to go ahead. But when we are drawing the frequency polygon, now which we are going to do without the help of histogram, that time we need to find the class mark. Class mark is a just a word which is used in statistics, but its meaning same thing, midpoint only of each and every interval. Okay,
Okay.
so suppose we are having this table now. Cost of living, number of weeks, one 150, 150 to 160, 160 to 170, 170 to 180, 180 to 190, and 190 to 200. Here, number of weeks 5, 10, 20, 9, 6, 2. Okay, we are going to draw again a frequency polygon, but this time we are not going to find the we are not going to plot the histogram directly. We'll be finding, for that we need to find the midpoint. As you know, we need to customize this table. So we will be customizing this table by making one more column, and that column name will be class mark. That means midpoint of each and every interval. Here only I am going to make that column. Okay, you need to do it separately, but here only I am going to make that column. That column will look like this one: cost of living, cost of living. Here class mark, and next will be number of weeks. This way you can make your column. Okay, I am going to make it over here only, because on the right I am going to plot the graph. Here I am finding class mark. As you know, class mark means the midpoint of each and every interval, and that formula is there, upper limit plus lower limit over 2. If you will be doing 150 plus 140 over 2, let's see what we are going to get. So we will be getting 0, 549, 112, 290 over 2, and let's divide it to 1 times 2, 4 times 8, 145. So either use the formula or directly you will be able to understand in between this and this what will come. Obviously 145 will come. In between this and this what will come? Obviously 155 will come. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
160. What will come in between? Exactly middle. 155. In between 160 to 170 what will come? 165 will come. So either, yeah. So either use the formula or you can also write it directly when we are having such a simple data. Okay. I am going to write it directly. Here we are having 145. Here we are having one.
Sorry, ma'am. Can we do it like directly? We don't have to do like show that the formula and all.
No,
We can do it directly.
you can do it directly. And if you want to show formula,
Oh,
please show it for the first one only, and rest of them just write it as it is. So
oh,
that you are showing that you know the formula and you are doing the calculation just by yourself. Okay.
okay, okay.
165, 175, 185, 195. This is the class mark. These are the midpoint. From on the right hand side, let's plot it. Intervals are 140 to 150. Here kink will be there as you are jumping directly to the this interval 140 to 150. So kink, if we are starting from the 0, then no need to draw this kink or break. Okay. 150 to 160, 160 to 170, 170 to 180, and 180 to 190, 190 to 200. Let's continue. Okay, one thing I want to tell you, that here rather than plotting this intervals directly, we can take the midpoint. Okay, since we are not going to draw the histogram, so no need to take the interval now. Directly we will be taking the midpoint, that means class mark we will be taking, and we will be drawing our frequency polygon. Okay, no need to take all the intervals. So here obviously kink will be there because our first midpoint is 145, 155, 165, 175. So only the midpoint, that means class mark I am taking 145, 155, 165, 175, 185, 195. Let's mark it. 145 number of week, that means frequency is 5. So here 5, 10, 29, 6, 2. Okay, let's take 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. 20. So the first one is 145 and the frequency is 5 here. Next one is 155 and the frequency is 10. 155 frequency is 10 here. Next one is 165 and the frequency is 20. Next one is 175 and the frequency is 9. Yeah. Then next one is 185, frequency is 6. And next one is 195, frequency is 2. If you will join all of them like this. As you know, frequency polygon means it has to be a polygon. Now it is not a closed figure. We have to make a closed figure. So before this one, do you agree that one interval has to be there? This is 142, like 130 to 140, one interval which we take by ourselves. 130 to 140, yes or no? And next to this
Yes, ma'am.
interval, there will be an interval which we take by ourselves to make it a close figure, that is 200 to 210. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now for this interval also we have to take out the class mark only, because here we are not drawing the histogram. We cannot plot the interval over here. So class mark for this interval will be 135 and class mark for the next interval will be 195 is there. So here 205 will be there. Without even writing the interval, you will be able to understand what will be the class mark of one previous interval and one next interval. If without writing the interval, if you are able to figure it out, what will be the class mark of one previous and one next, well and good. If you can't, then this way you can write the interval first and then you can figure it out what will be the midpoint of that interval and the last interval. So as we can see, the midpoint of one previous interval is 135. So 135, we know here frequency is 0, so we can join over here. And after that, obviously you are going to plot this figure with the help of a scale, with the help of like proper graph paper, and it will look like, here it doesn't look like a polygon because polygon is made up of straight lines only. Here curved line, if you can see, this is just a rough sketch. 205 is the next class mark and we will be joining it like this. This is our frequency polygon without the help of histogram.
Ma'am, shouldn't 135 be before? Oh no, sorry, before the break.
Before the break, no, it will
Um.
not.
Oh, so if it's below 0, then only it will be before the break.
Yeah,
Oh,
break
okay.
means break means we are starting from the origin. If
Oh, okay.
135 is that side on the left hand side of 0, then yeah, then it will, we will be writing it on the left. As we
Okay.
know, 135 is a number which is after 0, obviously. So
Mm-hmm.
after the break we can.
Okay, ma'am.
Break means we are jumping directly to 135. From 0, we are jumping directly. If you will see the previous figure where we have started from 0, I have not drawn the break. Can you see?
Ma'am.
Wherever we are starting from 0, okay, here also, you can see I have not drawn the break. Break you will only draw in histogram or frequency polygon when you are jumping from 0 to any other number. 0 you are not touching at all.
Got it.
Okay. Let's do few tricky question from the same frequency polygon. Okay, let's say this is the given data. Here one of the column is having number of balls. Another column is having team A. Another column is having team B. And it says the run is scored by two teams, team A and team B, on the first 60 balls in a cricket match are given. So number of ball 1 to 6, 7 to 12, 18. These are the given data. We need to plot the frequency polygon for the given data. Now you will be able to understand why we need to plot the frequency polygon. With the help of frequency polygon, we will be able to analyze the data in a better way. When we are comparing 2 team, 3 team, 4 team, then this is the graphical representation which helps us to understand the data in a better way, to compare the data in a better way. So first we need to plot it. Shall I go and start plotting just by finding the midpoint, or do we need to do anything at first? Then we'll be going. What will be the first step over here? Anyone? Anyone?
We have to find the midpoint.
What we have to find?
Midpoint of the intervals.
Okay. We have to find the midpoint of intervals. Everyone agreeing with her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you see one thing? Have you noticed one thing? Why I have picked this question? If it is just like the previous question, we will be finding the midpoint. Can you see this gap?
Yes, ma'am.
So do we need to make it same at first? The continue.
Yes.
Yes.
So first thing first, be careful whenever you are talking about the histogram, frequency polygon. We need a continuous group data. That is the basic criteria. Okay, here the group data is not in continuous manner. We need to make it first. How we will be making it? Anyone?
Adding 0.5 to the lowest and lowest and
The gap between 6 and 7 is 1. The gap between 12 and 13 is 1. So everywhere the gap is 1. So whenever the gap is 1, we divide it by 2. That is 0.5. Yes, Yatika, you are correct. But we will be subtracting 0.5 from the lower interval and will be adding it to the upper interval. Okay.
yes. Okay.
So our data will look like this now. 1 minus 0.5 is 0.5. 6 plus 0.5 is 6.5. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
This way, we make the group data in continuous manner represented. Similarly, 7 minus 0.5 is 6.5. And 12 plus 0.5 is 12.5. Similarly, 13 minus 0.5 is 12.5. And 18 plus 0.5 is 18.5. Similarly, 18.5 to 24.5, 24.5 to 30.5, now 30.5 to 30, 36.5, and then 36.5 to 42.5. Same thing, 42.5 to 48.5. Now 48.5 to 54.5. And the last one will be 54.5 to 60.5. This way we
Ma'am,
have some, yeah, Annie?
like, how will we know when we have to, like, subtract from the lower limit and add to the upper limit? Because usually when, like, there's a gap, we just add to the upper limit, right?
Yeah. So,
But
like,
here
you
we're
are
also
not changing the
subtracting.
size of the interval. This way, you are not changing the size, the width of the interval. If you will be
Oh,
just keep on adding in the upper interval, that means you are doing a lot of change in the whole width of the each and every intervals, right?
yeah.
So we
Oh,
have to
okay, that
make
makes
the
sense.
yes, we have to make the changes in such a way so that width of each and every class interval is not getting changed.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so ma'am, the data should be continuous.
Data, yeah, data has to be continuous.
Okay.
Okay, whenever we are talking about group data, it has to be continuous because bar graph and double bar graph, we don't need group data. We just need number of like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, name of the days and the numbers on the y-axis. This way we used to draw the bar graphs, right? That time we were
Yes.
not talking about the group data and all. Once we started histogram, we started talking about the group data. Now the group data has to be continuous with a be it a histogram, be it a frequency polygon.
Okay.
Team A, team B. Rest thing will be as it is. 2, 1, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 10, 6, 2. Here we are having 5, 6, 2, 10, 5, 8, 10. Now we will be plotting it. Okay. So since we have to plot the frequency polygon, directly we can plot the frequency polygon, right? Or we can also take the help of histogram. It's completely up to us. Whatever feels, let me check whether any restriction is given in the question or not. If restriction will be there, represent the data of the both team on the same graph by frequency polygon. Just this much is given, so it's completely up to us whether we can go ahead with the histogram or we can go ahead with the directly frequency polygon. If we want to find the frequency polygon directly, then one more column has to be there, that is of class mark, right? Let's make the column of class mark over here. Here only I am adding. Okay, downside we will be just class mark cm I am writing, that means class mark. Please don't write it this way, it will be incorrect, but due to the lack of space I am writing it like this. So class mark for the first interval, you can find upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. 6.5 plus 0.5 over 2. What will be the class mark for the first interval? 6.5 plus 0.5 will be 7
3.5.
over 2. That means 3.5. So the first one will be having 3.5. What will be the next one? 12.5 plus 6.5. Here only you can add them. Okay, if you are not able to guess it properly, here only you will be able to add them and you can divide it by 2. So 12 plus 6, 18 plus 1, 19 by 2 means 19 by 2 means 19 by 2 means 9.5, right? Yes or no?
Oh,
Are you getting it from where I got 19? I just added 12 and 6. It's like 12 rupees 5 paise plus 6 rupees 5 paise. So 12 rupees and 6 rupees is how much? 18 rupees and 5, like, sorry, I'm saying 5 paise, it will be 50 paise. So 12 rupees 50 paise and 6 rupees 50 paise. So 12 rupees and 6 rupees became 18 rupees and 50 paise 1 rupees. So 19 rupees total, right? Are you able to add
yes,
it here
ma'am.
only? 19 rupees divided by 2 is 9.5 only. Similarly, here let's do it directly, or if you want, you can do it separately by writing the proper formula in this column. Okay, 18.5 plus 12.5 divided by 2. So you will be having 18, 90, 20, 30, 30 and 31. 31 by 2 is 2, 1 times 15.5, right?
15.5.
Next one, 24 plus 5, 24.5 plus 18.5. Let me do it with the help of like calculator fast, because we need to plot this graph also. So it will take time. Okay, you can do it by adding it. Okay, you just add it and write it over there. Divide it. Just add
25.
it and divide it by 2 and write it over there. Here you can see the guessing the data, the middle point is not that simple. So each and every time you are going to use the formula only. So 24.5
25.
plus 18 point. Will it be
Sorry,
21.5?
21.5.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
next, will it be 27.5? 36, 30, 66, 67. Yeah. So these are the numbers which we got as a class mark. Now we just have to go ahead and we have to plot the figure. Let's plot it. Class marks are 0.5, 6.5, just starts from there. 0.5 is there. We just need to take the class mark now. We will not focus on, okay, sorry. I have started taking the intervals. We have found the class mark so that we can take directly the class mark and we can go ahead. Okay, no need to take the intervals now because we are not going to draw the histogram. So 3.5 is the first one. The next one is 9.5, 15.5, 9.5, 15.5. The next is 21.5, 27.5, 33.5. 21.5, 27.5, 33.5. Then 39, 45, 39.5, 45.5. Okay, like this it will keep on going. But since we are going to draw the frequency polygon, we have to take one previous interval and one last interval also. That interval's midpoint we have to take, right?
Yes,
Yes
ma'am.
or no? What will be the previous interval and what will be the last interval?
Mm.
Hmm?
0.5.
0.5 to, if you are getting confused over here, you can also do the changes over here in the original data. So in the original data, it would have been 1 to what? The previous one.
1 to 6, right?
Is it -6 or what? From 6,
Minus
we are
4,
coming
1.
to 5, then we are coming to 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, we are stopping. Here 1, we will go to 0, then we will go to -1, -2, -3, -4. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. So -4 to 1. Now, if we will be changing like the way we have made our data as a group data, it,
Ma'am, I didn't understand why you took -1 to -4, -4 to -1.
yeah, what you said, Arya?
I didn't understand that part.
Okay. I'm saying that the first interval in the raw data, the raw table is 1 to 6, right?
Yes,
That means 1 to 6. From 1, we are going to 2, then we are going to 3, then we are going to 4, then we are going to 5, then we are going to 6 and stopping, right?
yes, ma'am.
And in the next data, it's 7 to 12. So from 7, we are going to 8, then to 9, then to 10, then to 11, then to 12. This is how the raw data is given to us, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if we want to just write one more previous data, what will be that? So we are just guessing it from here. Okay,
Oh, okay.
we are
I
guessing it
understand.
from here. So before, as you can see, there is a gap between the data. 6, after 6 we have gone to 7. So before 1 we must have started from the 0, right?
Yes,
Then 1 previous, that means -1. Then 1 previous, that means -2, that means -3, then -4, and then -5, right?
yes,
So the
ma'am.
first interval would have been in a raw table from -5 to 0, then after that 1 to 6, then 7 to 12, the way it was given. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
So -5 to 0 we need to take over here. Okay, 1 we have taken, but 1 we can't take because there was a gap between the data. So it will be -5 to 0. Now what will be the last one? Last one guessing is very simple. So 55 to 60. Now 61 to 66, right? The
Yes,
way
ma'am.
it's 31 to 36. Similarly, it will be 61 to 66, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So guessing the last one is easy, but guessing the previous one, either you can check the size over here or you can work on the raw data. So here we got -5 to 0, and if we will do the changes just like in all the data we made it continuous data, so that data will be the lower limit -0.5, upper limit plus 0.5. So upper limit plus 0.5 becomes 0.5, and lower limit -0.5 -5 -0.5 will be -5.5. Can I say?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what will be the class interval? So upper limit plus lower limit, plus means here negative number is there. Or rather than doing this much of calculation, no, one thing I suggest you, rather than doing this much of calculation, Just see your class mark. Just look at your class mark. You will be able to guess it. What will be the previous one and what will be the next one? So we are having 3.5, 9.5, 15.5. What is the gap? 9.5. 9.5 minus 3.5. 0, 6. 6 is the gap. From 9.5 to 15.5, again 6 is the gap. So the previous one, let's say the previous one is x. Plus 6 must have been done. Then only we would have got 3.5, right?
Yes,
Are you
ma'am.
getting the previous class mark? Let's say it was x. Then 6 must have been added. Then it would be 3.5. Because from 3.5, 6 has been added. And then we are having the next class mark, that is 9.5. In 9.5, 6 is added. And then we are getting the next class mark, that is 15.5. Right? So every time 6 is adding, and then we are getting the next class mark. Similarly, by making this equation that x plus 6 is equals to first class mark, we can find x value, that is 3.5 minus 6. Let's do the
5
subtraction, which is
minus 2.5.
minus,
2.5.
yeah, I have written it wrong way. 6 minus 3.5 we must do, and we write the negative sign. So yes, minus 2.5. This is the first class mark. And the next one also we will be able to get. Last one is 57.5. So plus 6 we will be doing to get the next one, right? So 63.5.
No.
So we got all the class marks. So the first one was minus 2.5. Here you can see I have not given the kink or the break. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Because minus number we are taking, and that point we will consider while making the polygon. So obviously kink or break is not needed over here. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
so it will be just going from here, and we have to check at 3.5 what is the frequency. So team A frequency is 2, team B frequency is 5. So first we will be plotting team A. Okay, team A frequency is 2. Now for the next one, team A frequency is 1. So team A frequency is 2 over here, team A frequency is 1 over here. First draw it for team A and then go for team B. Next one, team A frequency is 8. Next one, team A frequency is 9. So next one, team A frequency, let's say here is 8, and next one 9. So first join them like this for team A. Okay, and then either take the like one of the figure, for team A, either make it dotted line, and for team B make it a solid line with the help of pencil. Or here I'll be taking another different color. For team A I'll be taking this purple color, like this pink one, and for team B I'm going to take green color. But when you are drawing it on a graph paper, you take either the dotted line and a solid line, or you can take a sharper pencil and a darker pencil to draw this two, team A and team B. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
and
ma'am.
this way you will be able to plot the frequency polygon for team A and team B. You just have to mark the frequencies properly. Class mark is same for both of them. Just locate the point properly and join them. You will be getting like two figures, you will be getting like this.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, we have to plot both of them on the same graph.
This will go on like this. Like this it will go on. Okay, like this. And the pink one will also keep on going, maybe like this, like this, like this, and like this. So this way you will be having two graphs. Okay, please do it and do let me know whether you are able to do it or not.
Okay, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so yeah,